It's a whole new ballgame for the New York Yankees. It's the postseason, and it starts Tuesday night when they'll begin their Division Series matchup with the Cleveland Guardians. Dan Martin, Yankees beat writer for the New York Post. He's always in playoff form, and he joins me now. Dan, how's it going?
What's up, Dex? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I know things are about to get very busy. The series is about to get started for you and the Yankees. Now, we know Gerrit Cole. He's going to get the ball for the first game in the Yankees of this series. And this is year 3 for Cole with the Yanks. How much pressure is on him to deliver in this game 1 start?
I think there's a lot of pressure. I don't think there's any denying that. You know, his first 3 seasons have been pretty good for any pitcher. But when he signed the biggest contract ever for a pitcher to come to the Yankees, he brought with it a lot of expectations, sky-high expectations that he hasn't met yet. And, he's had a very good regular season, but not a great one. And all of that can be forgotten, obviously, with a great run here in the playoffs starting tonight. You know, he gave up more home runs than he's ever given up before, almost as many as anyone else in baseball. Other than that, he pitched very well. But, you know, as Aaron Boone called it yesterday, that's his bugaboo, the home run. It's a pretty big bugaboo to have for an ace pitcher that's making, in the high $30 million a year. So huge expectations tonight for Cole. You know, he pitched hurt last year in the wild card game at Fenway and pitched very poorly, but that team wasn't very good. The expectations weren't as high as this team. So he really needs to get off to a good start to get the Yankees off to a good start in the playoffs.
All right, let's move over to the offensive side. Let's talk about Aaron Judge. Obviously, a spectacular regular season with the 62 homers. So how do you think Cleveland will pitch to him in this series? And, Dan, if he doesn't get pitches to hit, who in the lineup needs to step up?
You know, Terry Francona and Carl Willis, the Cleveland pitching coach, yesterday both said they're going to be smart with Judge, but they're not going to totally avoid him. So, he's going to see pitches to hit. It's going to be interesting to see just what kind of attack they have towards Judge. You know, the last month of the season was all about him chasing Roger Maris's record. Well, that's gone now. You know, now it's just about the game and the individual matchup and the scenario of who's on base. So, it's going to be an at-bat to at-bat thing, I think, really, with Cleveland. And however far the Yankees advance, that now there's no Roger Maris watch. It's just Yankee watch. So it's going to be, I think it takes some of the pressure off of Judge in some ways. And obviously, and now there's playoff pressure. If he does continue to get walked and pitched around, well, there's Anthony Rizzo, who we think is healthy now, and he's going to be, a huge left-handed bat. If they continue what they did toward the end of the regular season, could have Judge leading off and Rizzo hitting right behind him. And, Giancarlo Stanton is another huge question mark really going into the playoffs. He's been up and down all year, very streaky as he always is, had a very rough second half after a good first half, but he showed signs of life there at the end of the season. 3 home runs in his last 3 games of the season, showed a little bit more life at the plate. So we'll see. We'll see if he can carry that over into the playoffs. And to his credit, Stanton, despite his inconsistency during the regular season as a Yankee, he's generally produced very well in the playoffs.
Yeah, he definitely has there, so we'll see what happens. Now, Dan, Yanks won 5 out of 6 games versus Cleveland to take the season series. What are the keys to them knocking off the Guardians and advancing to the ALCS?
Look, it should be a good matchup for the Yankees. They fared very well against, as you said, Cleveland this year, winning 5 of 6. They usually play the AL Central very well in the playoffs. It's a weak division, and the Yankees have everything lined up the way they want for the most part, other than injuries. But pitching-wise, they got Cole game 1. That was their decision, and they've got Cortez, who is as good as almost anyone in baseball all year long, pitching in game 2, and a kind of a revived Luis Severino in game 3. So their pitching is lined up, at least on the rotation side. And, Cleveland is not a potent offensive team. What they do well is put the ball in play, run the bases well. So the Yankees have to play good defense, pitch well. I think the hitting will take care of itself. It would be a pretty big upset, I think, if they can't figure out a way to beat Cleveland in this series.
All right, we will see what happens in this series, 5-game series, if the Yankees can win in advance. That is Dan Martin, New York Post Yankees beat writer. Dan, enjoy the series and stay busy. I'm sure you will.
Thanks, Zach.
All right.
Thanks.